Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney have worked in the broadcast booth for Fox's NASCAR Xfinity Series coverage multiple times this year. The pair are naturals, not only providing insightful commentary that informs the audience about the mindset of the drivers, but they do so in a way that's easy to digest. Add in the fact that both have good senses of humor, and more importantly, good comedic timing, and you have an entertaining broadcast. No one would be surprised if Blaney or Logano opt to transition to the broadcast booth when their racing days are over. On Saturday, the two Penske teammates paired up with Kevin Harvick for the annual Drivers Only broadcast, where the studio, broadcast booth, and pit reporters are all Cup Series drivers. Back in the Charlotte studio, Brad Keselowski served as the ringmaster, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Eric Almirola joining him. Austin Cindric and Tyler Reddick handled pit road. While Harvick doesn't have the same number of repetitions as Logano or Blaney, he's participated in the drivers-only event in the past. With his veteran leadership, he was designated as the lead announcer and sent the broadcast back to the studio or a commercial break. Most fans will agree Harvick, Logano, and Blaney did an entertaining job during Saturday's broadcast from Charlotte, covering the race and talking about other interesting topics, like window net issues, something Blaney became quite familiar with the week before at Texas. In the final stage, the broadcast crew focused on JR Motorsports drivers Justin Allgaier and Josh Berry, who had surged out to a lengthy 10-plus second lead ahead of the field, with one of them destined for victory lane. With just over 40 laps remaining, Noah Gragson took over the lead only because Allgaier and Berry made green flag pit stops. With Gragson in the lead, the cameras would naturally focus on him. But in the context of the whole race, it would be temporary, because anyone watching knew that Gragson wasn't going to win, but more than likely one of his JR Motorsports teammates was, when the teams had completed their pit cycles. The broadcast displayed a split screen with Gragson in one box and the leaders pitting in the other. However, when Berry completed the stop and began to leave pit road, the drivers up in the broadcast booth shifted their attention back to Berry returning to the track and his race with Allgaier. Unfortunately, the director didn't get the memo.
It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. The momentum of the 7 coming off of turn 2.
No, the 7's going to get him.
It was the 18 coming down pit road for serving his penalty. And down the backstretch, you guys can't see it right now, but he just took the lead when this whole thing cycles out. Justin Allgaier just passed the 8, but getting stuck in the lap traffic.
Great battle for between the 8 and the 7. Switching back and forth.
Interestingly, Harvick didn't get on the mic and say anything the entire time. However, he said something in the background that was audible and revealed his frustration. Did you hear that voice in the background? That was a frustrated Kevin Harvick calling out the Fox cameras for not showing the battle between Allgaier and Berry. Interestingly, a second after he said it, the camera switched to the pair racing side by side. The whole thing incredibly took 40 seconds for the network to finally focus on the two leaders that the drivers up in the booth had been talking about the entire time. It was an embarrassing moment that the drivers navigated like pros. Harvick's call-out in frustration represented a large portion of the NASCAR viewing audience and its general reaction to Fox's less than impressive coverage recently. There have been far too many occasions like Saturday when the announcers are talking about one thing and the broadcast shows another, or the times, which happen more consistently, where the cameras zoom in so close on the action and fail to provide the bigger picture. Excluding Fox's pre-race coverage, which has featured skits on Mean Girls and a personified watermelon seed, the network has repeatedly shown that it is more interested in producing entertainment than it is covering a sport. Drivers like Denny Hamlin have pointed that out in the past. Saturday in Charlotte, the drivers exposed Fox's NASCAR lackluster coverage on a larger scale for almost a full minute. Will it change anything? Probably not. But the television contract with Fox ends at the end of the 2024 season. Negotiations on the new deal are expected to begin early in 2023. Hopefully, NASCAR President Steve Phelps brings the tape of Saturday's race with him to show the networks what he doesn't want to see in the future.